Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoilercast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right, it is Sunday, February 4th, and we are here today to start reviewing the TV show Echo. So, we're going to start off with episode 1. Have y'all? I assume y'all seen it because we talked about this beforehand, and
we're watching it as we discuss it. Maybe.
I mean that's plausible too. Let's be honest. Like,
it would be fun to do one kind of live one day. But sorry, that's a sideball there.
Oh, I agree. That would be fun.
Hey, we could do a commentary track for like a movie if you wanted to.
Yeah,
it'd be fun to do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 style type.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like a little commentary track that you could. Anyway, a lot of YouTubers and podcasters do sometimes stuff like that.
Oh, I'm saying a rip track, like just making fun of it the whole time.
Right.
Back to Echo, episode 1. I got a Chaffa. Cool. What is y'all's whelming of this?
I'm pleasantly whelmed. I mean, it was a good episode, but I'm definitely anxious to see where it's going. Like it's a good setup episode kind of thing. Like just or if you want to say quote unquote origin story for her. But I'm ready for it to get going on the next episode though.
That is something we definitely got to talk about because this is like a new format for Disney where they're doing this Marvel Spotlight, which takes the name from a comic book series. And that's going to be kind of their like origin. You don't have to have watched the last 10 years of MCU stuff to get what this is about, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's what that meant?
Yeah, that's pretty much what that whole thing means now. And okay. Like I said, we'll probably talk more about it as we get going. But that was definitely one of the hitting points that I wanted to talk about. Richard, what is your whelming about this?
I was whelmed to pleasantly whelmed by this first episode. I like mostly the Daredevil stuff. And her with like Kingpin, like interacting with Kingpin. I mostly just had like technical complaints about how like they told the story and like some of the VFX here or there. But all in all, I thought they did an okay job to just set it up for the season, kind of like what Jeremy was saying.
What technical effects are you?
I mean, I was going to get into it more, but like one of my notes is like right off the bat, I was like, that woodpecker looks very CGI. Like, it looked like a cartoon to me.
Yeah, the backdrop of the water tower was pretty obvious too.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool. I was pleasantly whelmed with this. This is the longest episode of the series, and no, I don't believe Richard's going to have the runtime or anything like that. But it was around 50 minutes long, as far as like what Disney says, and it felt it, honestly. Like it felt it. But I also think they did a really good job with this being the Marvel Spotlight deal and them wanting to have like an origin-based type TV series. I felt like they did a really good job of adding to her origin of what we already knew.
Yeah.
While also doing a recap of her role in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. The Hawkeye, when the Hawkeye stuff happens, I was like, oh yeah. Like she was in that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, she like it was like a semi big role. Like it wasn't a big role that she had, but like it did carry throughout the series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I remember the tease of her like coming in was pretty dramatic. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
With her standing in the room with all the subwoofers and stuff, and yeah.
Which I mean that's one of like the first things that I had noticed when they were on that episode that started. How'd she hear the storm?
Oh,
whenever they were in the tent, they both kind of smiled whenever the thunder rolled in or something like that. But I don't know. It's just one of the things I kind of
as kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people can smell a storm. That is a actually like scientifically proven thing that some people can smell storms. Being that she's deaf, maybe her senses were heightened. Obviously they're heightened. And I don't know. Maybe it's a barometric pressure dropping and she can like feel that. I don't know.
Yeah.
saw lightning, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I know we didn't
Yeah.
see it, but like maybe she saw it or noticed it somewhere else. Or,
Yeah. That's the easiest answer. Like, I mean, that makes sense.
It threw me off when. Never mind. I went ahead and went to episode 2.
Okay.
And so now, like, I'm trying to make sure that I have my stuff straight and I don't spoil anything.
Yeah, please don't, because I'm going to watch that literally as soon as we get done with this.
So, one of the things I noticed they changed between Hawkeye and here is we don't get the ringing,
Yeah.
and that's consistent.
Yeah.
I'll say that so far that it's the heartbeat. I like the change
Yeah.
of the heartbeat.
Same. I love and how it like the audio fades out and then it kind of fades back in. Like when the fight, when just fuck it, I'll say when Daredevil shows up and there's that cool moment of like the audio sort of fade, like right before she like breaks the dude's neck, like the audio fades back in. I just thought it was handled very well, better than like that like me noise.
Yes.
And it's just like annoying and grating. I thought they did a great job with that.
So, since we've already sat there and thrown it out there, Daredevil shows up in this very first episode, and this is her first essential like mission for Kingpin because he's trying to give her purpose and basically trying to enlist her into his trust a bro mafia that he's got going on.
The tracksuit mafia.
Which
Yes,
like you can't trust him too much because the guy, he says like loyal to Kingpin guy, and he pops the other one at the guard.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, he just gets thrown in front of a bullet just 30 seconds later, basically. I'm like, what?
Before we go into Daredevil, Michael, one of my favorites is one of the guys that's with Maya. It's like the bigger guy. His entire move is just yeeting himself at fucking people. Like he just fucking runs and knocks the door down. And then when Daredevil shows up, he fucking yeets himself at Daredevil. It's so fucking funny to me. I'm like, that's his one move. Anyway.
I like when she finally got into the mindset of what she signed up for.
Yeah.
And
that whole like the sound effect of the spine shattering. I was like, ow.
Yeah.
Just
Oh man, the fucking subtitles hold no bar. It was like 2 heartbeats, spine shatter, 1 heartbeat.
Oh, no, there's enough subtitles for me. I didn't need any extra.
Got those out of the way at the beginning.
Well, I mean, like, because she signs or whatever. And I like it when people, when they're signing to her, they're speaking at the same time.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to pay attention to as much. But later on, there's other scenes where neither one of them are really talking and signing. And I'm just like, okay, damn it.
I have to read now.
You're killing me here. But I thought Daredevil was freaking awesome. I thought her fight scenes alone before Daredevil even got there was awesome.
Yeah.
I like the comedy where she's like, oh, you again.
Yeah.
Talking about the security guard that was an asshole.
Yeah, the fucking handsy security guard. When I specifically wrote a note that says, damn. When Maya kicks the handsy security guard into the filing cabinet, like she kicks him and then she kicks him again and he goes even deeper into the filing cabinet.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. Like the aluminum chair being kicked up in the face. I like that. I liked a lot of the choreography here in this first episode. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I know some people were like shitting on it though. And so I don't know if they were shitting on it because they've seen the whole series or if it was just the first episode. But I'm just like, I don't know what people are like expecting from this. The most consistent thing that I've heard is that like the ending is bad.
To the whole season?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending of the whole season is bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the ending is just meh, and that's why everyone's like, I'm glad they released it like all at once because it would suck waiting, like seeing one episode a week and then it leading up to a very meh kind of like ending. So anyway, I'm not looking forward to that. But
yeah.
So far, I thought the choreography was very like that. Once again, it's like Marvel returning back to its like Netflix roots with the like inside hallway fights kind of stuff where it's very handy cam shot, and I just thought it was great. That when Daredevil shows up, like That's the biggest chunk of what I really want to talk about is just when Daredevil shows up, because I just thought it was fantastic. He's whipping his billy clubs around.
Right.
I wanted to ask you, because you had mentioned on a previous episode, you said something about where he's doing something with like shelving. Is this that episode?
Yes.
What exactly were you referring to? Because is it just him jumping through it and doing like the little like, flip?
Yeah.
Or spin or whatever you want to call it?
For whatever reason, that shit just turns me on. I don't know what it is, but I loved it in What If as well. So like
I got you. Yeah, all of it was really cool. The only thing I didn't like was I don't know if Charlie Cox has lost some weight or like they gave him some extra room, but his suit looked a little baggy in the waist area because you could see it like when he first shows up, when he like whips that guy around the neck and then he lands and he's about to fight with Maya. If you look, like there's like, I don't know, like loose fabric with his like around his waist. It looks like he needs a belt or something.
I did not notice that.
Maybe actually, you know what? Maybe that's why he goes and sees the tailor in She-Hulk.
Maybe so.
Yeah, man.
Better fit. Needing a better fit. I don't know. Where does this fall as far as like between this and She-Hulk?
It happens.
I never looked.
I did, except for I just don't remember the correlation with She-Hulk. Because my question for you, I want to say it happens before She-Hulk, but my question for y'all is, does this happen pre-blip, post-blip, or during the blip? Because my assumption would be being that because Ronin happened during the blip, and then she's all about like wanting to get revenge. So Kingpin sends her on this first mission, that this is during the blip.
Okay.
So that would imply that Daredevil did not get blipped.
Did not get blipped, yeah. I would agree with that because at least in the flashback scenes, because like you said, Ronin, and she's after whoever the killer was in Ronin, and then she meets Daredevil, she rises up in ranks, and then they eventually move back to the Hawkeye scenes where she's fighting Hawkeye and stuff.
Right.
So she has lived throughout the entire blip, is what it seems like. And then the present day stuff, though, now would be after Hawkeye.
Right, exactly.
Because she shoots Kingpin in the face, which we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
And then she leaves. And this is where she went to.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Daredevil stayed around during the blip and Maya was there as well.
Yeah, and I just double checked per the Disney Plus timeline, Echo happens before She-Hulk.
Okay. So yeah, he needed a tailor.
Yeah.
He had some flabby going on in his Abby.
or he just lost a lot of weight. He didn't eat much while the blip was going on.
Kingpin worked him out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That whole blip stuff's just too complicated to try to keep up with.
I'm proud of them for not like even referring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no mention of the blip at all. So I'm like, you know what? Good on y'all. I'm glad because I'm ready to be done with it as well.
Yeah.
Like, let us just piece it together like we just did. It'll be all right. Did Daredevil have the like string billy clubs?
Yeah.
In Netflix like he did here?
Yeah. He has.
Because I didn't think he did.
No, he gets them. I want to say in season 2, and then he definitely has them in season 3 because he's whipping them about, and Bullseye gets them, and he's whipping them about, and anyway.
Okay, I hadn't seen season 3.
I whip my club back and forth.
And it begins.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't remember it from season 2, but the last part of season 2, I tried to strike from my memory as well. So
I know this sounds
there's a lot of Elektra.
Yeah.
In this.
It's very vague, but when I say vague, it's when Melvin like makes him the suit and then he makes him the billy club and he takes them and he like takes them apart and he does like a whippy thing with them and then he puts it back together and then like holsters them.
Okay.
Which I want to say happens at the end of season 1, but I don't really remember him using the like cable much in season 2. And I know for a fact he uses them in season 3. So that's why I'm like, I think maybe that happened in season 2. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like he used them to like swing or something like that, but not actually like fight with them.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was always wanting to see was him fight with the cables in them.
Well, he definitely fights with them in season 3.
Yes.
You really need to go watch it. It's quite good, especially with Vincent
Yeah.
D'Onofrio back and all that's canon now.
No, it's definitely on the list. It's definitely on the list. So yeah, Kingpin is back.
Yes.
Kingpin survived a shot to the eye, and yeah, that's what they show at the very end of the episode. Is they show a heart rate monitor and a drip, and there's Kingpin laying in bed, and he's got a patch over his eye, and he's breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So Kingpin made it just like he did in the comic books. Were y'all expecting that?
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
It would kind of be a waste to sit there and bring D'Onofrio back just to.
I specifically remember when we did the Hawkeye review, you threw a fit because you were like, why bring him back just to kill him? And I'm like, he ain't dead. They're bringing him back.
No, yeah. I figured as much then too, but I mean, it's just because everybody was like, oh, he's dead. I'm like, no, dumb. Like, why?
Yeah. Surprised you didn't use did you see a body?
Exactly. No, I'm just saying.
So that's what I was saying. Like one thing I was thinking too, whenever she actually shot, of course, you didn't see him get hit, and all you heard was a body fall.
Yeah.
Right.
And so part of me was like, maybe she just shot somebody that was behind him and just kind of like scared it, tried to be like, I'm done with you type thing, and ran off, but she just full on shot him.
Poor guy was just bringing his groceries home. He got capped and dropped off his shit. It was Uncle Ben.
Oh, jeez.
I like being alive. I like being alive.
Right?
Peter,
Right?
Uncle Ben, no.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm super excited that he's going to be back. I like Vincent D'Onofrio. He's my favorite Kingpin so far that we've ever had in live action. He's super intimidating. Real quick, I just wanted to bring up someone on Reddit pointed out is a very interesting. So I was reading just some like comments and stuff about Echo to see if I could have some ideas to talk about. But he mentioned how he had never seen the Netflix Daredevil series, and he watched Echo. And he liked Vincent D'Onofrio and Daredevil, so he wanted to go back and rewatch Netflix. And how it was very interesting that in the first like episodes of the Netflix series, Vincent D'Onofrio is like, he established that he learned Japanese and I think Mandarin to like speak in their language to do business with people. But he can't like busy himself to learn ASL to speak with Maya, which is intentional. I think because he's just using her as a weapon. Like he's just manipulating her. Like he's like, I don't see you as an actual daughter. I'm just saying these things so you'll do the stuff that I need you to do.
Yeah.
Right. But I will say, and it showed it in this first episode, he had been picking up on some things. So, because he signed to her right before he got shot that they were family. So it seemed like he was picking up some things, but hadn't, definitely wasn't putting in the effort he had in other things.
Yeah.
That is interesting. What do y'all think about the very beginning of this episode where we have the Native Americans coming out of some, I don't know, Lazarus pit?
Yeah.
To reference DC.
It does look a very Lazarus pit. It's just not green.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because obviously my notes kind of go in like chronological order as I'm watching it. And right off the bat, when I clicked watch, it pops up and my wife and I both were like, did you click on something different? Like, what's going on here? Like, what am I doing? And I was like, I had to like back out and go back and I was like, no, this is it. And this is the part that I want to nitpick about the show because they should have had an establishing shot of like the girls in the tent and they were talking about the origin of the first Choctaw people, like the mythology behind that, and then go into that. That way it doesn't like throw people off. I don't know. I don't know if y'all had the issue, but that was one of the things that I was just like, what the fuck is happening? It's cool. It's apparently I looked at like behind the scenes, they talked with actual like Choctaw Native Americans, and this is like supposedly like the mythology of their origin and stuff like that. It's a little weird. And then I think I remember you talking about like, could this be connected to Kahori somehow on like a previous episode?
Right. When we were talking about Kahori, I asked if y'all had seen this episode here.
Right.
And talking about whether Kahori could come in live action. And I said, well, based off just the first 5 minutes of Echo episode 1, I could see where they could possibly bring this in.
Yeah. And it had like very much similar like feels to it as far as like Kahori with that, the whole lake there, the Fountain of Youth, whatever, and all that. And then her leading them type thing too. So.
And it was like a portal, like, because I was reading a little bit about it. It's like they're in a cave that is, I can't pronounce how they call it, but it translates in English to like the Mother Mound, and like people were born of clay or something like that. And then Chafa, the first, like, I've forgotten, Choctaw, like led them out of the cave, which if in that you see the like whatever thing that she drinks through, they like climb through that as the cave collapses. So I was like, is that a portal? Like it did felt very Kahori, like the space stone kind of like doing something.
Right. That's where I was getting at, is that like all this kind of like looks alike in the way that they're doing things. And so I feel like it'd be easy to sit there and bring Kahori in now, because you've already kind of established some kind of supernatural thing.
Right.
And
she also had that like that dream or something, vision, whatever, later on. That was just very interesting. I'm kind of, I don't know, wondering if that's going to come into play later too. So.
Watch episode 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it will. It looks like something to do with her ancestors. Is what it is throughout the generations.
Yes. And there's a quick pull for us anyways in episode 2. So I'm excited to see y'all see that and what y'all's thoughts on that are when we get there eventually. But I saw it and I was like, hey, look, that's cool.
Fucking hell, man. That shot of the car crash, like when the glass is like through her leg.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hell.
Right?
It looked brutal.
That was all hard to watch. Like that was.
Yeah.
That was another thing too. A lot of people were like, oh, this TV show doesn't earn its MA rating and all. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be straight up gun, gore, violence for it to get like earn its MA rating. You know what I mean? Like I get it to a certain extent, but at the same time, that freaking car crash was pretty freaking brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kids, I don't think kids should be watching that. Like that's just me, but
it'd scare the shit out of a little kid, probably.
Yeah. I mean, we've only been with the first episode in, and we've seen way more violence than we ever did in Moon Knight. So
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Dude got popped right there underneath the chin.
Mm-hmm.
Guy got his neck broke. Like Richard's talking about, the guy sunk into a filing cabinet.
Yeah.
Several guns brought up.
Yeah, I was about to say, multiple people were shot during that fight before Daredevil showed up. So, like, yeah, there's a lot of dead bodies. I'm happy to see this. I didn't think we'd ever see it, but I'm happy that we are.
Yeah.
And again, like we've already said it, but Moon Knight should have been something close to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I feel like you could have gotten away from the immortality. That's my biggest catch. And I know y'all know this, but like that is my biggest catch with Moon Knight is the immortality that he has. I like this Echo more now because there's way more stakes in this than there ever was with Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So
yeah. She's freaking bleeding out like throughout this entire episode.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, she stitched herself up with dental floss, and that's the exact same brand of dental floss I think I use, and it's mint flavored, which would hurt like a son of a bitch.
That was actually my comment that I looked over at my wife. I was like, I sure hope that's not mint.
Wow, that is the exact note I wrote down.
That's funny.
And then that same one, like I was like, I need some of that magical like bandaging that she does in between the semi truck, because she like just wraps it up and just takes a breath and just goes on. I'm like that just like just already all good now. Like
she's tough, man.
Yeah, I guess
tough.
She is very.
Yeah,
they're establishing she is very tough. I mean, they did that in the Hawkeye episode, or not episode, but series.
It's so weird because like her. I told my wife, I was like, she looks different in like so many different scenes. Like
Yeah.
they change up her hair and stuff like that, and so but that
Oh,
makes
man.
her look different.
Yeah.
And then like the different angles on her face,
She did
I'm like,
have.
she looks so different.
She was pregnant and she gave birth like right before they did the filming, so maybe she still had like
Oh.
the baby glow and weight on her, so maybe that was why. Also, yeah, the reason why I'm bringing this up as well is I had a comment is I didn't notice it when we were watching Hawkeye, but it's very stark when they're showing like some of the newer shots and then like shots from Hawkeye. When she shoots Kingpin, she's got her hair down and it's not in that braid that she usually always has.
Yeah.
And she's wearing like dark lipstick. She looks goth. Like I wrote down, it's not a phase, Dad. She looks like the Crow or something.
That's great. That's great.
I have to say, like, one of the things I did like too, honestly, was whenever she went back to the house and everything, Biscuit. I don't know. He just kind of cracked me up. He was a good little like kind of comedic toss in there that wasn't like too crazy. So
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory here.
Uh-oh.
Do y'all think Biscuit works for Kingpin?
Well, okay. So I'm wondering. So Biscuit is her cousin.
Correct.
I was trying to the thing. This is the other complaint I had with rewatching it the second time today. I had like subtitles on. They mention at the very beginning when like Maya's like a kid and stuff. They mention like, oh, Biscuit's not here. He'll be heartbroken and stuff like that. I didn't pick up on that unless you have like subtitles on. And I thought they did a really bad job establishing the like familial like relationship, like who's the cousin, who's the uncle, all that.
I agree.
yeah,
Because when she shows back up later, it's like, it's Biscuit. I'm your cousin. I'm like, who the fuck is Biscuit? Like, and then she goes and sees her uncle at the skating rink. And I didn't realize that was her fucking uncle until basically I was like doing the wiki, essentially.
I didn't realize it was her uncle until you just said it was.
I didn't either.
Yeah, exactly. So like they did it. That's some of my complaints about the episode is that and the CGI and some of the technical stuff. But
Well, because even like at the beginning, whenever she was leaving, like her dad was taking her away, and I was like, what? I mean, the grandma was ready to send him off, but I guess she's okay sending off the daughter, like the granddaughter too. I was like, what? Why won't you keep her or something? I mean, if you want him gone, why are you sending the little girl with him? Like,
yeah. So what I think is Bonnie. Sorry, just I was getting to the familial connection. So Biscuit and Bonnie, I believe, are the two children of the uncle at the skating rink. And clearly the uncle at the skating rink, it has like nefarious connections to stuff.
right.
So yes, I do kind of wonder if Biscuit will be like, he'll rat her out or something. But there's also that guy with the rat tail at the skating rink who was like texting someone. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So I think the grandmom didn't have any rights over Maya
Yeah.
because the dad was still there. So, and I mean, he's not going to give her up.
Yeah.
So like she couldn't do anything there. Her hands were tied.
Yeah, no, it just sucks. Like he's sending him away, and like you're basically sealing her fate as well.
Well, and I don't even know that she was necessarily sending him away. She was definitely mad and upset with him, but
He got a job in New York is why he
Yeah.
left.
Yeah,
yeah,
but she was really obviously wanting him to go up there, get away from him.
right. And I think in hopes of maybe he would leave Maya, but
Yeah,
nah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Biscuit, like I like him, but I kind of feel like he may be.
Yeah.
Cause like, why was he just randomly going to that house?
Yeah, why didn't he know where the spare key was? That was my issue. Is he was using like a butter knife to like get in.
But didn't she take it?
She did, but I would assume she put it back, or he'd make a comment of like, "Damn it, where's the spare key?" or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and he's using a knife to try and break in. Like,
Yeah.
why not just knock on the door or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he may have known like his grandma wasn't there, but I don't know. I'm with you. I'm very sus of Biscuit right now. He's too nice. He's got a cute dog, but he's too nice.
Was it Billy Jack?
Yeah, Billy Jack.
Yes. I like the dog. Yeah, she said something about, Kingpin has been around and it's time for a queen. She thinks that Kingpin is dead, which
Yeah.
if I shot somebody in the eye,
Yeah, you
I would assume they're dead as well. Like,
especially like if there's no exit wound.
yeah, like, So, but yeah, what do y'all think she's up to?
I think she's trying to take over his organization.
Okay.
With that comment
Yeah.
of like, it's time for a queen. She wants to be Queen Pin and take over the Queen Pin of crime.
She's looking for a boxcar, a particular one.
Yeah, to send a message to Kingpin's men.
Right. So, you think it's just to claim her right as the heir of the...
No, I think she's going to use that to, like, I don't know, blow something up or something, to send like, when she says send a message, she's going to kill a bunch of people or blow shit up.
Okay. Jeremy, you got any thoughts as you yawn?
Yeah, sorry. I'm right there with Richard on that. I mean, as far as, I think she's just trying to say she's wanting to take over, but you'd have a lot of work to do. Just, I don't think one rail car is going to do it.
Yes. I am all out of the notes. I would talk about Bonnie, but I just don't care about Bonnie yet. Like, I know everybody else cares about Bonnie, but I don't care about Bonnie right now.
Yeah.
The only thing I had to say about Bonnie is, like, they really tug on your heartstrings when they're driving away for New York, and she's like, and Bonnie go too, and Bonnie go too, and like they're driving away. I was like, right in the feels.
Yeah. And they try to make her out to be like the basketball player, but she's terrible. If you actually watch her.
I wasn't even paying attention to them playing basketball. I was actually, my wife and I were talking about how, like, she needed like antiseptics and antibiotics for that wound that she had. And when she was like staring at Bonnie, she's a paramedic, and I'm like, you know what? That would be a really great place for you to get stuff like that.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to talk about, Kingpin, when Maya's dad is dead and she tries to steal the bikes and causes all the mayhem. I thought that scene was really cool. I liked the, like, again, how they did the audio for that, not doing the like me noise. But Kingpin's talking with her in the car. I also like when he shows up, like all the cops are like, you know, backing away. And
do you know who that is?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That was really cool to me. And even the guys, when she grabs Maya, the two cops standing there with her, like, they kind of take a step back and like are looking at him in like awe. But in the car, he's talking with her and he's like, I understand your rage. And she's like, do you? And he's like, my father was also killed. And I was like, yeah, by you with a fucking hammer.
That's just in the details.
Yeah.
Why was she like, the whole stealing a motorcycle scene baffles me. I don't know why that's there. I don't know what it's for. I don't get it. I know that it introduces Kingpin in an awesome way, like all the things that you were saying, but still don't understand.
It's just like, she is angry at the fucking world and she just wants to break shit and, I guess, cause a bunch of mayhem and get out some of that pent up rage. And that's why Kingpin's like, why don't you redirect it at something else?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because I was feeling the same way too. I was like, what was the point in this? Like, why even be in there if you're not going to, like, all you were doing was just trying to get caught, basically.
Right. I was like, surely you could have hit up Kingpin without tearing some shit up. Like, I'm sure he would have appreciated that if it was like, hey.
Yeah.
There's a few more things. One of the things I made this joke during the trailer when they showed Echo, but Maya's talking with her dad and she's like, "Are dragons real?" And I said this in the last time. I'll say it again. I'm like, yes, they're called McLuhans, and one of them possibly lives in Talo.
Right.
The last thing, and I kind of will tie it into my second to the last thing, is the beginning. You know, we talked about Marvel Spotlight. I was going to mention that, but Michael already got to it. But they also did a black and white Marvel Studio logo, which felt like maybe that's their, like, this is serious. This is this is Marvel's Black Label.
I thought they were just tying it into the logo of Echo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it's like a black and white deal.
That actually makes more sense. Never mind then.
Scratch that note.
Speaking of the intro, though, you kind of got it at the end, if I'm not mistaken, of the first episode, but you'll get it at the beginning of the second. The intro is really cool. I like the song. I think it was well done. So I know we've talked about that in other ones and how you like watching intros,
Okay,
but
so
I really like this one.
okay, so my next note is about the outro of this. So you're saying that's the intro for the show?
That's the intro
Oh.
to the next episode. Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say I really like the stylized credits. It reminds me of a James Bond intro. It feels very James
Yeah.
Bondian.
Mm.
I could say that. Yeah, I could see that. Even though I haven't watched James Bond, I've seen the credits. I know what you're talking about.
Played the video game.
No,
Oh no. Okay.
no, sorry, no. Was it Goldfinger, Gold Gun, Gold
GoldenEye? You've never played
Gold-
GoldenEye on N64?
No, man, 64 sucks. I hate 64.
Oh wow, no!
that
sir.
controller is fucked up.
That controller.
Yeah.
Well, no. Wait. Time out. I love the N64. I will absolutely 120% agree with you that controller's fucked up. You need 3 fucking hands to play.
Yeah,
it.
no.
It's so dumb. But I love.
You've got to be able to operate that middle joystick
Yeah.
with your dick or something like that. That's the only way that's happening.
I like. Oh my god! I remember playing Star Fox 64 on that game, and you need 3 fucking hands to play that controller.
No.
Anyway,
Not for me. Sorry, couldn't do it. Could not do it.
That's apparently like Nintendo's thing, is just to give you the weirdest controllers, the weirdest whatever to deal with on their systems.
I would argue the GameCube is their best controller. It ergonomically it fits perfect in the hand. The way they designed the button, so like the biggest button. Anyway, we're just doing a video game. This is the video game thing that we always reference at the beginning of our intro. This is it. This is all you get. We don't really talk many video games, so here it is. Soak it up, boys. But yeah, the way the layout of that controller, I think is like chef's kiss. But other than that, I would say my favorite controller is probably the Xbox controller.
I agree. Yeah, I like it. I like the triggers, the bumps. Yep, totally agree.
Yeah.
But back to Echo. Like I said, I like what is the outro that becomes the intro. I like the song. I felt like it looked like they put work and time into it, and it shows to me.
Yeah,
Very like Sons of Anarchy feeling.
I've never seen that show. I wanted to, but I never
That's a
got
good
around to it. Yeah, FX has it was on FX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, FX has like a lot of banger like shows on there.
Banger.
I like what is it? Anyway.
Trying to stay hip over here.
Yeah. I got the Riz, man. I got that Riz.
Look at him. Hot damn.
Hello, fellow cool kids.
That's great. You got any more notes, Richard?
No, that's it, man.
Do you have any notes at all, Jeremy?
Well, I did. I did. Actually,
look
like
at you.
that's been my like goal for this year, is to actually write notes. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
I know.
amazing. I did not know that.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
awesome. I love it.
Like the last one I had that was on there was that was the lamest and shortest red light, green light of
That
all
was
time.
Right?
That was
Right?
I didn't notice it on my first watch, but the second rewatch, I was like, "You only did like that." That was it was the length,
Yeah.
like it was so short. I was expecting the kids to be like, "Are we still doing this? What's happening?"
Yeah, he just walked off.
Well, and like the first time when he's like green light and he let it go on, I'm like, I remember being at the skate rink and I was the kid in the very back. So as long as you let that green go, that 1 or 2 kids is like halfway, if not 3/4 of the way, already around the rink. So I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what kind of game you're playing here, but you're fucking me up is what you're doing because they're gonna lap me. Like
That's hilarious. Yeah. I mostly was on the ground whenever I was at the skate rink.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
if y'all don't have anything else, I mean, I know we talked about her taking her place as Kingpin in the organization. Is there anything else y'all think we may get to see, or
Well-
as far as the ancestors?
So I will say this. I'm a little concerned because I wanted this to be more New York City, gritty, like hallway fights. And I got a feeling the show takes place mostly in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I'm a little disappointed by that, if that's the case. Because I was like, no, I wanted to see her. Like, basically that Daredevil. Like I want every episode to have something like that Daredevil fight scene. It doesn't have to have Daredevil in it. I just want to see Maya kicking the shit out of people with her like prosthetic leg.
Well, I think I know what Richard's Whelming is next week.
Oh no.
I'm about to say, you're not going to get all Oklahoma is flat, basically.
Yeah,
so
that's
right.
You're not getting much.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I read like on Reddit when people were talking about this episode.
Yeah.
Flat. Just flat.
Yeah, pretty much. Be like one southeast corner that's got some hills, and that's about it.
Anything else?
No.
I'm good.
Cool. Jeremy, where can I find you at?
They can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. It's Night with a K. And no, I did not play this week.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah.
You know, he's sitting there with like two fingers on one, like on two different buttons. He's got the bell on one finger, and then he's got the kids like, hooray, on another one.
They're right next to each other. Yeah. Along with the X-Men.
Richard, where can they find you at?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, an Instagram, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and Curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
That's great. You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox at 22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 comics. Thank you all so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did making it. Well, all that being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy. Bye.
I've been watching them all night. And then you guys show up and screwed everything up.